A forgotten audition tape suddenly resurfaces online, and within hours, thousands of people begin asking the same question. Who exactly was Erika before the public ever knew her name? Because the clip that started circulating isn't from politics, it isn't from media interviews, and it isn't from the version of Erika most people recognize today. Instead, it shows something completely different. A young woman pitching herself for television, joking with the camera, talking about traveling the world, and describing a life that looks far removed from the carefully curated image people see now. At first, it seemed like nothing more than an old casting tape. But then, viewers noticed a few strange details buried inside it. Mentions of international work, references to Romania, and small comments that years later started sending internet investigators down an entirely different rabbit hole. Because once people began digging through old interviews, archived posts, and forgotten audition clips, they realized this wasn't the only moment from Erika's past that had quietly disappeared from the public conversation. And when the timelines started lining up, the story became a lot more complicated. The entire conversation began with a short casting tape that suddenly started circulating online again. In the clip, Erika is pitching herself for television opportunities. She talks about her personality, her ability to adapt, and her willingness to travel anywhere for the right opportunity. Her tone is upbeat, confident, almost playful. It's a completely different version of the person many people recognize today. And that contrast is exactly what caught people's attention. Because the tape feels less like a political figure's background and more like someone trying to break into entertainment. She jokes with the camera, talks about excitement for adventure, and repeatedly emphasizes something that would later become a key talking point online. She says she's the type of person who can pack her bags and jump on a plane with almost no notice. At the time, that line probably sounded like nothing more than enthusiasm. But years later, when viewers revisited the clip, it suddenly stood out. Why? Because when people started digging deeper into her early career, they realized that audition tape was only the beginning, and the next discovery would reveal just how seriously she had been chasing television opportunities. Long before politics ever entered the picture, Erika appeared to be pursuing something very different: reality television. One of the earliest examples comes from an audition submission for a major reality show, The Amazing Race. In the tape, Erika appears alongside then-boyfriend JT Massey, a minor league baseball player. The two present themselves exactly the way reality show producers tend to love casting couples: playful, competitive, a little chaotic. They joke with each other, tease each other, and talk about how stressful situations might test their relationship during the competition. The entire dynamic feels designed for entertainment. They describe themselves as adventurous, outgoing, ready to travel the world together. And while there's nothing unusual about aspiring reality contestants making audition tapes, what caught viewers' attention years later was the tone. It felt like two people actively trying to break into television. At the time, social media posts suggested their relationship might have been very serious. Some old captions even hinted that the couple may have been closer than casual dating. But whether the show ever seriously considered them or not, one thing became clear. Erika wasn't just exploring entertainment opportunities, she was actively pursuing them. And reality TV wasn't the only industry she tried to enter. Because not long after that audition surfaced, another video from the same period began making the rounds online. And this one revealed an entirely different ambition. The second tape people rediscovered came from a very different kind of audition. This one involved a reality competition connected to fashion designer Diane von Furstenberg. The show, known as House of DVF, was built around finding talented young women who could work within the fashion industry, and Erika was one of the applicants. During the interview, she openly acknowledges something interesting. She admits she never attended fashion school. She also says she doesn't know how to sew professionally or construct high-end garments. But instead of presenting those gaps as weaknesses, she reframes them completely. She describes herself as highly trainable, adaptable, someone who can quickly learn new skills and thrive in unfamiliar environments. And then she says something that later became one of the most quoted lines from the audition. If someone told her she had 30 minutes to pack a bag and board a plane, she says she'd be ready instantly. She even jokes that she's comfortable living out of a suitcase. At the time, it sounded like a personality trait. But years later, when people revisited the clip, that comment took on a different tone. Because by that point, internet researchers had already started mapping out the timeline of her early career, and they realized the fashion audition wasn't happening in isolation. Around the exact same time, another chapter of Erika's life was unfolding, one that placed her directly inside an industry known for connections, networking, and media exposure, the world of beauty pageants. Not long after those early auditions, Erika stepped into the pageant circuit, and it turned out to be a major turning point. She eventually competed in the Miss USA system and went on to win the title of Miss Arizona USA in 2012. For many contestants, pageants are about far more than crowns and evening gowns. They are networking hubs. Modeling agencies attend, casting directors watch closely. Media professionals build relationships with contestants who may later move into entertainment or broadcasting. Winning a title can open doors, and for Erika, it appeared to do exactly that. After her pageant success, reports suggest she began working in casting roles herself, helping evaluate potential talent for different projects. That detail might seem small at first glance, but for people studying her early career timeline, it added another layer. Because now the picture looked like this: reality TV auditions, fashion industry opportunities, pageant competitions, and casting experience inside entertainment circles. Each step placed her closer to the world of media visibility. Yet, just as that trajectory was unfolding, another chapter quietly entered the story, one that had nothing to do with television, fashion, or pageants: charity work overseas. And this is where the timeline begins taking another unexpected turn. During the years following her pageant win, Erika and her mother became involved in humanitarian projects focused on Romania. One of the most frequently discussed initiatives online was a charity effort aimed at helping orphanages and children in need. The project appeared to be rooted in philanthropy. Public posts described visits to facilities, cooperation with local organizations, and efforts to raise awareness for humanitarian causes. At the time, it seemed like standard charity work. Supporters praised the initiative and the attention it brought to vulnerable communities. Erika even publicly thanked individuals who helped coordinate parts of the project, including military officials who assisted with logistics during visits. Nothing about the charity work itself appeared unusual. But years later, when internet investigators began revisiting old interviews and archived posts, the Romania connection started drawing renewed attention, not because of the charity itself, but because of something else happening globally at the same time. Documents connected to Jeffrey Epstein were being unsealed, and those documents triggered massive online speculation about international networks and travel patterns. Soon, internet forums began revisiting older public figures who had traveled through similar regions during those years, and that's when Erika's old travel posts suddenly came back into focus. When Epstein-related files and investigations resurfaced in public discussions, online communities began combing through enormous amounts of archived material: travel records, old tweets, forgotten interviews. And that's when several users noticed Erika had previously mentioned traveling to multiple countries around the same time period: Romania, Kazakhstan, the Philippines, Sweden. Other destinations were also referenced in older social media posts. None of these mentions suggested wrongdoing, but the timing alone was enough to spark debate in online forums, where people were already searching for patterns connected to Epstein-era investigations. Some users dismissed the conversation entirely, saying it was nothing more than coincidence. Others argued the internet was simply revisiting old public information. Either way, speculation began spreading quickly, and just as the conversation was gaining momentum, another element entered the story. Because by that point, Erika was no longer an aspiring reality contestant or pageant winner. She had become widely known for an entirely different reason: her relationship with Charlie Kirk. Once Erika became publicly associated with political commentator Charlie Kirk, her public identity shifted dramatically. She was no longer viewed through the lens of entertainment or pageantry. Instead, she became connected to a major political media figure. Charlie himself had been outspoken about releasing documents related to the Epstein case. He publicly supported transparency around those files and encouraged further investigation into what information might still be hidden. But after his passing, some online commentators began pointing out something they found unusual. Erika herself had never publicly addressed the Epstein files or the broader controversy surrounding them. Supporters argued there was no reason for her to comment. Critics said the silence felt noticeable, given how frequently she spoke about continuing Charlie's legacy. The debate quickly became polarized. Some viewers believed the entire conversation was nothing more than internet speculation. Others argued that unanswered questions naturally invite curiosity, and that's why the story refuses to disappear. Because every time an old clip resurfaces, every time another interview from that era reappears online, the timeline gets revisited all over again. Today, Erika's early career remains a puzzle that many people feel they only partially understand. Some see nothing unusual at all, just a young woman exploring opportunities in television, fashion, and pageantry, before eventually moving into a completely different public role. Others believe those early years still contain chapters that haven't been fully explained. But one thing is certain: the internet rarely forgets. Old clips resurface, archived posts reappear, and forgotten audition tapes suddenly go viral again years later. For now, none of the speculation surrounding Erika's past has produced confirmed evidence of wrongdoing. But as more documents and historical records continue surfacing online, investigators and commentators will keep examining the timeline. Because if even one overlooked detail ever changes the story, the entire narrative around Erika's past could shift overnight. And that possibility is exactly why people are still digging.